Thank you all for listening and watching my videos. Please subscribe and like my channel Master Coolitz. Hoping that you will not skip my ads, it's a big help for me by not skipping it. Thank you so much. Dragon Shadow. The Rise.
The darkness of the night enveloped the forest, casting long shadows over the ground. The trees swayed gently in the wind, their leaves rustling like whispers of ghosts. Amidst the eerie silence, the rustle of leaves signaled the arrival of Zane Martel, a young warrior with a resolute expression and a heart of determination. His sharp eyes scanned the surroundings, senses heightened by the recent battle. He had just confronted Ethan Gale and his followers from the Godwill sect, their lifeless bodies now strewn across the forest floor. Fury still lingered in the air as the remaining members of the sect shouted in rage, their eyes burning with a mixture of fear and anger. The air was thick with the scent of blood and the palpable tension of the recent battle. The forest, usually a place of serenity, had become a battlefield drenched in violence and death.
How dare you kill the great general of the Godwill sect? Are you tired of living? Brothers, kill him.
Their anger ignited a fierce battle, but Zane Martel was a force to be reckoned with. His movements were swift and precise, a deadly dance of martial prowess. He threw Ethan Gale's body aside, his mighty fists smashing through his enemies with unrelenting force. Blood sprayed through the air as his fists connected, crushing bones and silencing screams. In mere moments, all who dared challenge him lay defeated, their bodies crumpled at his feet. Each fallen foe added to the growing pool of blood, a stark reminder of Zane's lethal capabilities. The forest grew still once more, only the sound of Zane's heavy breathing breaking the silence. He absorbed the vital energy and blood from his fallen foes, his body brimming with energy. He could feel himself on the brink of breaking through to the advanced level, his energy swirling like a tempest. He knew it would burst forth if he didn't suppress it, propelling him to new heights of power. The sensation was overwhelming, a mix of exhilaration and danger as he stood amidst the carnage, his strength growing with each breath. Suddenly a slow clap echoed through the trees. A woman emerged, her gaze fixed on Zane with a mixture of admiration and intrigue. Her presence was both alluring and dangerous, a predator sizing up its prey. The shadows played across her face, highlighting her sharp features and the confident smirk that tugged at her lips.
A mere 9th stage intermediate level with such strength. I must say, even I have to admire you.
Zane turned to face her, his eyes narrowing. She was in her early 20s, dressed boldly, her outfit revealing much of her body. Her clothes were designed to both entice and intimidate, a calculated display of confidence and power. Her presence exuded a chilling aura, marking her as a second-level, advanced-level martial practitioner. The air between them crackled with tension as Zane assessed this new potential threat.
Are you also a member of the Goodwill sect? Are you going to avenge them? Bring it on.
The woman's laughter broke the tension, a melodic sound that seemed out of place amidst the carnage.
Don't get me wrong. Don't compare me with those useless people from the Godwill sect. On the contrary, I'm glad that you killed them.
Zane, still wary, collected the storage rings from Ethan Gale and the others, planning to leave. Each ring was a treasure trove of resources and information, the spoils of his victory. But as he turned to go, the woman stepped in his path, her curiosity evident.
What do you mean?
Zane's aura intensified, a cold, terrifying energy radiating from him. The woman gasped, a look of surprise crossing her face as she felt the sheer force of his power.
I found something good.
She quickly softened her tone to placate him.
Brother, don't get me wrong. I'm not your enemy. It is just that I am surprised by your powers at such a young age. What's more, you're a free warrior. Why don't you join the Dark Wolf Hall?
The name sent a jolt through Zane. His eyes narrowed, and his expression grew serious. The Dark Wolf Hall was a name whispered with both fear and respect, a faction that stood apart from the established powers of Eastern Palm.
Dark Wolf Hall?
The three most powerful forces in Eastern Palm were the Godwill sect, the Zan sect, and the Tan sect. For anyone in Eastern Palm, joining one of these super sects was a lifelong dream. The Dark Wolf Hall, though not one of the big three, was a force to be reckoned with, founded by a member of the Demon Clan who accepted human warriors. It was an anomaly where humans and demons coexisted and thrived. Zane knew of the Dark Wolf Hall from his time in Green Cow Village. Despite their reputation, they were powerful and respected. The stories he had heard painted them as both noble and ruthless, a group that valued strength above all else.
Brother, think about it. The benefits of our Dark Wolf Hall are better than the other 3 sects. Although there are many disciples of the Demon Clan in our sect, we are peaceful. What's more, you've killed the people of the Godwill sect. I'm afraid that you can't join the Godwill sect.
Zane interrupted her, his suspicion evident. He had always been cautious of too-good-to-be-true offers, and this one seemed particularly suspect.
Why me? Just because I'm strong?
The woman laughed and took out a mask. A number was written in the middle, matching the number on Zane's mask. The sight of the mask brought back memories of his encounter with Kevin Strong and the mysterious circumstances that led him to possess it.
It's simple. I feel the aura of the Dark Wolf mask on you. What is this if it is not fate?
Zane thought of the mask he had obtained from Kevin Strong. Though tempted by the opportunity, he remained cautious. He communicated silently with Bo Thompson, his trusted companion. His mind raced with possibilities and potential traps.
Bo, is the person in front of me a member of the Demon Clan?
Young Master, she is a member of the Demon Clan. Many have left Northern Demon Country and started a sect in the human world. This could be the case with the Dark Wolf Hall.
Zane nodded, formulating a plan. He needed information about the Northern Demon Country to save Ezekiel Martel. With the support of a powerful sect like the Dark Wolf Hall, his chances might increase. The weight of his responsibilities pressed down on him, but he knew this was an opportunity he couldn't afford to miss.
Why should I join the Dark Wolf Hall? As far as I know, the disciples of the Dark Wolf Hall are excluded by the 3 great factions. Even if I don't join the Godwill sect, I could join the Zan or Tan sect.
The woman wasn't surprised by his reaction. She spoke slowly, offering a tempting proposition. Her eyes gleamed with the promise of power and opportunity.
I see. Well, I can assure you that as long as you can successfully pass the test of the Dark Wolf Hall, I will give you the right to enter the Sky Spring Land. Everyone in the 3 major forces and Eastern Palm Dreams to cultivate there.
Zane's eyes lit up at the mention of the Sky Spring Land. It was a place of legend, a realm where warriors could transcend their limits and achieve greatness. Without hesitation, he agreed.
Okay, I agree.
As he accepted her offer, a new chapter in his journey began, filled with potential allies, deadly enemies, and the ever-present question, what comes next? What dangers awaited Zane Martel in the Dark Wolf Hall? Would he find the answers he sought? Or would new threats emerge from the shadows? Sky Spring Land, a revered place of cultivation in Eastern Palm, was a beacon for martial artists. It was an arena where they hoped to elevate from intermediate to advanced level. The air was rich with vital energy, the essence needed to break through and achieve the elusive martial spirit. This land was akin to the soulful cave of the mysterious citadel, a haven for comprehending the power of nature. Martial artists from all corners of Eastern Palm would flock to this sacred ground, driven by tales of its unparalleled energy and the legends of those who had achieved greatness within its bounds. The landscape of Sky Spring Land was a sight to behold, verdant hills rolling into misty valleys, dotted with ancient trees that whispered secrets of the ages. Crystal-clear springs bubbled up from the earth, each one a wellspring of pure, vital energy. The air was thick with the scent of blooming flowers, and the earthy aroma of freshly turned soil, mingling with the subtle undertones of potent herbs known to enhance spiritual cultivation. Katie and Larry Shaw made their way through this lush paradise, their footsteps a soft crunch on the gravel paths that wound through the landscape. The faint hum of energy was ever present, a constant reminder of the power that permeated this sacred land. Each breath they took seemed to invigorate their very souls, filling them with a sense of purpose and determination.
My name is Katie, 2nd level, advanced level. What's your name?
Larry Shaw.
Katie's eyes widened in surprise. Larry Shaw? The name struck a chord, a ripple of shock she could barely conceal. Zane Martel had adopted the name Larry Shaw with a singular purpose: vengeance for the wrongs done to Alora. It was a name that bore the weight of his anger and determination. Every syllable of Larry Shaw was a vow, a promise to himself and to Elora that justice would be served. The very essence of his being was wrapped up in that name, driving him forward with an unrelenting intensity. Katie led Zane to a secluded branch of the Dark Wolf Hall in Yellow Rock City. Hidden within was a transfer formation, a gateway to Wolf City, the heart of the Dark Wolf Hall, and home to the enigmatic Demon Clan. This remote location lacked the sophisticated instruments and projects found in other parts of Eastern Palm. The streets of Yellow Rock City were narrow and winding, flanked by tall, imposing buildings that seemed to loom over the travelers.
Come in, Larry. This way.
Your Highness, huh? It seems you've got quite the reputation here.
Join the Dark Wolf Hall and you'll see for yourself.
They reached an open field, surrounded by ancient stone pillars. The air was thick with the lingering energy of countless rituals performed over the ages. Katie moved swiftly, her fingers dancing over the formation, etched into the ground. Each movement was precise, a testament to her mastery of the arcane arts. This formation was the key to entering Wolf City, a place where half of the warriors were from the Demon Clan. Despite the underlying tension between humans and demons, open conflict was rare. The formation began to glow softly, responding to Katie's touch, ready to transport them to the heart of the Dark Wolf Hall.
Step in. The transmission can be rough, might mess with your spiritual force.
A swirl of energy enveloped them, the formation glowing brightly before swallowing them whole. The chaotic wind blew past Zane's ears as the scene around him changed rapidly, but he stood firm, unfazed. His recent advancements in the devouring dragon technique had fortified his willpower, making him resilient to such disturbances. The chaotic wind carried a mix of scents, dust, ancient stone, and a hint of something metallic. The landscape shifted from vibrant forests to barren deserts, then to dark swirling mists, each scene more disorienting than the last. The world around Zane twisted and turned, but he stood firm, unfazed. Katie noticed his composure.
Strange, most people are disoriented or worse, but you're different.
Zane merely smiled, his silence a testament to his indomitable willpower, honed by the devouring dragon technique. He had recently broken through to the 3rd level, opening the Wisdom Chamber, which significantly boosted his mental resilience. His training had prepared him for this moment, allowing him to withstand the mental assault with ease. The chaotic energy that would have overwhelmed others barely registered to him. Wolf City loomed before them, a sprawling metropolis shrouded in darkness. The streets were filled with humans, yet something felt off. The residential buildings, the city walls, and the ground were almost entirely gray or black. Despite the eerie appearance, the city was bustling with life, and there was no sign of conflict between humans and demons. The harmonious coexistence was almost surreal, given the historical animosities.
You said humans and the Demon Clan lived together, so where are they?
Curious, aren't you? The Demon Clan must take human form in public thanks to this appearance transformation pill.
The concept fascinated Zane, as did the possibilities it presented for his own ally, the Elemental Panther. According to the information Zane had gathered, the appearance transformation pill allowed even the lowest level demons to take human form. However, these pills were expensive and could only be refined by the Dark Wolf Hall alchemists. The transformation was not just physical, it also required much vital energy to maintain.
I want that pill.
I need to get one. Refine it with the Dark Shadow.
As they navigated the city's expansive, shadowy expanse, the size and grandeur of Wolf City became clear. Home to over 1 million souls, it was a kingdom covering hundreds of thousands of kilometers. Wolf City was the base of the Dark Wolf Hall, occupying 1/4 of it. The infrastructure was impressive, with towering buildings and intricate roadways that spoke of human and demon craftsmanship. After hours of flight, they landed before the grand gates of the Dark Wolf Hall, guarded by imposing statues of wolf demons, their eyes glowing red. The statues were so lifelike that even their fur seemed real. Each statue was a testament to the power and reverence the Dark Wolf Hall commanded.
Wait here, Larry.
She vanished into the hall, leaving Zane to observe the demon-infused life around him. The pedestrians on the street at the entrance of the Dark Wolf Hall came and went in a hurry. Suddenly, a shout pierced the air.
Run! It's Aaron!
chaos erupted as a massive wolf demon, towering at 7 meters and weighing over 500 kilograms, charged down the street, heedless of those in its path. Its black fur was sleek and fine, a terrifying sight to behold. The demon's presence sent shockwaves through the crowd, amplifying the already palpable tension in the air. The shadows of Wolf City held many secrets, and Zane was about to uncover them all. A fierce growl echoed in the shadow of towering pines. Emerging from the darkness was a giant black wolf, its eyes blazing with ferocity. Suddenly, a brown-gray wolf demon of equal stature appeared behind it, letting out a triumphant howl. The air was thick with the scent of pine and the raw, wild energy emanating from the two colossal beasts. The ground trembled under their immense weight, and the sky seemed to darken in anticipation of the impending clash.
Ha ha ha. Your Highness Aaron, looks like I won this time. You thought you could outpace me. What a joke.
With a mocking tone, the brown-gray demon sped up, its massive paws leaving cracks in the ground, tearing through the earth with raw power. Every step it took sent shockwaves rippling through the forest floor, uprooting trees and scattering debris. Its eyes gleamed with a mixture of satisfaction and challenge as it glanced back at Aaron, daring him to catch up.
Bull, I'm the winner here. Think you can beat me? Dream on, get out of my way. Anyone who stands in my path will be crushed.
Aaron's eyes were fixed on the finish line, his focus unwavering. Not far ahead, a mother and daughter stood frozen in terror, unable to move. Their wide eyes reflected their horror as the monstrous wolves charged toward them. The mother's grip on her daughter tightened, her knuckles white with fear, as the child's whimpering grew louder with each passing second. The thunderous pounding of paws grew deafening, drowning out all other sounds.
Move, didn't you hear me? Forget it, I'll trample you if you don't move. My victory is all that matters.
Despite the sight of the mother and daughter, Aaron charged forward, uncaring. His massive form cast a dark shadow over them, his eyes reflecting nothing but a cold, unyielding determination to win. Onlookers shook their heads in resignation, aware of the inevitable tragedy.
Alas, poor souls. They should have known better than to cross paths with Aaron during his favorite race. It's not the first time he's caused such chaos.
There is dead. Aaron shows no mercy when he's in this state. He's blinded by his ambition.
Just as Aaron was about to crush the helpless pair, a voice rang out, cutting through the tension like a knife. The sheer authority in the voice caused a ripple of shock to pass through the crowd.
Stop! Can't you see there are people in your way? You can't just trample over innocent lives.
Gasps rippled through the crowd as they turned to see who dared to challenge Aaron. All eyes were on Zane, whose unwavering stance and glowing silver aura marked him as a force to be reckoned with.
Isn't that the newcomer aiming to join the Deep Wolf Palace? How dare he challenge Aaron? He's signing his death warrant.
If Aaron hears this, he'll be finished. He won't survive another day here. No one crosses Aaron and lives to tell the tale.
With a thunderous crash, Aaron's massive paw descended, poised to obliterate the mother and daughter. The little girl clung to her mother, trembling. The impending doom was clear in their tear-filled eyes, each second feeling like an eternity.
Mom, save me! Please don't let them hurt us!
But the mother was paralyzed by fear, clutching her daughter as tears welled up in her eyes. Her breath came in short, panicked gasps as she squeezed her daughter tighter, her eyes wide and unseeing, locked on the monstrous wolf bearing down on them. The crowd watched in horror, some turning away, unable to bear the sight. At the last moment, Zane Martell appeared, his body radiating a blinding silver light as he intercepted Aaron's attack. His arrival was like a lightning bolt, illuminating the dark, hopeless scene with a sudden burst of hope.
Ha 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 ha, Aaron. I told you I'd win. And look, I did. Maybe next time you'll stand a chance. You should learn to accept defeat gracefully.
Aaron halted, momentarily stunned, before fury took over. His eyes blazed with a fierce, uncontrollable rage, his body trembling with the force of his anger. The air around him seemed to vibrate with his fury, a palpable wave of hatred and frustration.
Who dares block my way and make me lose? Who are you? Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? You've made the biggest mistake of your life.
He glared down, spotting Zane Martell defiantly. Zane's calm, unwavering stance only fueled Aaron's rage further.
A mere 9th level intermediate level dares to defy me. Do you know what you've done? You've cost me my victory. Do you think you can just walk away from this?
Didn't you see there were people in your path? They would have died if you trampled over them. Are you so blinded by your own arrogance that you can't see the value of a human life?
Aaron's rage intensified, his eyes narrowing dangerously. His breath came in ragged, furious bursts as he struggled to contain his fury.
They're just 2 people. My race is more important. You'll pay for this. I won't let this slide. No one defies me without facing the consequences.
He swung his claws at the mother and daughter, moving with terrifying speed. His attack's sheer power and speed seemed unstoppable, a deadly force of nature. Zane, unyielding, stepped forward, blocking Aaron's assault once more, his silver body glowing with protective energy.
A human life is less important than your race? That's absurd. You can't just disregard lives for your whims. You need to learn what it means to respect others.
The crowd murmured in awe and pity, unable to believe the boldness of Zane's actions. His bravery stood in stark contrast to the terror and chaos around him.
Is he crazy? He's angered Aaron. He's doomed. No one survives Aaron's wrath. This is madness.
Not all heroes survive, but I admire his courage. It takes guts to stand up to someone like Aaron. He's a true hero.
Zane turned to the mother and daughter, his voice firm and steady despite the chaos around him.
Go now. This isn't a place for you. Get to safety while you can. Hurry.
The mother, still in shock, gathered her daughter and fled, leaving Zane to face Aaron alone. The air crackled with tension as the two faced off, the atmosphere thick with the promise of violence.
The path is clear. Continue your race if you wish. I won't stop you.
But Aaron, consumed by rage, refused to move. His eyes glowed with a fierce determination, his muscles tensing for another attack. He was like a coiled spring ready to unleash his fury.
The race is over. Do you take me for a fool? I've already lost. There's no point in running now. All that's left is to make you pay for your insolence.
He roared, his eyes burning with murderous intent, ready to unleash his fury upon Zane. The sound of his roar echoed through the forest, a chilling testament to his rage.
You spared them, so you'll die in their place. No one defies me and gets away with it. You'll regret ever crossing my path.
He lunged at Zane, his fangs gleaming with deadly intent. Despite Aaron's raw power, Zane evaded his attacks effortlessly, his agility unmatched. The crowd watched, breathless, as Aaron's fury grew with each fatal strike.
Damn it! I'm losing my mind. How can you be so fast? This is impossible.
With a burst of black light, Aaron transformed into a towering man in black armor, his claws glowing with a deadly aura, ready to deliver the final blow. His transformation was swift and terrifying, a testament to his immense power.
How dare you stand against me? Die, Dark Wolf Claw!
He unleashed a barrage of black blades. Zane, unfazed, shattered them with ease, his silver body shimmering with unyielding strength. The blades shattered like glass against Zane's formidable defense.
Impossible. Who are you? How can someone of your level possess such power? This isn't possible.
Find out. If you think you can take me down, go ahead and try. I'm right here.
With a swift, powerful punch, Zane struck Aaron's face, the impact resounding like thunder. The scene froze in a tense silence, leaving everyone breathless and wondering what would come next. The tension in the air was palpable as Zane Martel threw a powerful punch. Aaron, a member of the demon race and in the advanced level, staggered but remained standing. Blood and teeth flew from Aaron's mouth, hitting the ground with a sickening thud. Zane's fist had landed with immense force, and the shockwave from the blow rippled through the crowd. The sheer power of Zane's strike stunned the onlookers, their expressions frozen in disbelief. Some murmured among themselves, unable to comprehend how a human could deliver such a devastating blow to a demon of Aaron's caliber. Aaron's eyes widened in shock as he spat out more blood, his broken teeth clattering on the cobblestone street. He wiped his mouth with the back of his hand, glaring at Zane with rage and bewilderment. The pain was intense, throbbing through his jaw and radiating across his face. But more than the physical pain was the blow to his pride, being struck down so easily by a human.
How dare you? How dare you break my teeth? I'll take out your primordial spirit and torture you for the rest of your life.
A wave of green flames surged from Aaron's black hair, enveloping his body in an intense supernatural glow. The moment the flames appeared, Aaron's aura intensified, and the air around him seemed to vibrate with energy. His eyes burned with an unearthly light as the power coursed through him, his demonic presence growing ever more oppressive. A fist-sized shadow of a black wolf demon emerged from the green fire, emitting a powerful pressure that pressed down on everyone nearby. The surrounding onlookers, even a gigantic brown-gray wolf demon, gasped in shock, their eyes wide with disbelief at the sheer power on display. The black wolf demon's eyes glowed with a malevolent light, its form shifting and flickering within the flames.
Spirit. His Highness Aaron has released a spirit to deal with a human in the intermediate level. Who is he? Why is His Highness so furious?
The black wolf demon spirit sucked in the air along with the green flames before spewing green fire wolves the size of adults toward Zane Martel. The heat was so intense it melted the ground before touching it, leaving scorched marks in its wake. The fire wolves snarled and snapped, their eyes glowing with fierce hunger as they charged at Zane relentlessly.
Let's see how you escape this time. No human has survived my spirit. Go to hell.
Zane Martel frowned as the green firewolf lunged at him, its fiery jaws snapping inches from his face. The heat from the flames was overwhelming, the air around him seeming to shimmer and distort from the intensity.
That's it? Ha ha ha.
His fingers came together, forming a void. A terrifying sword energy shot out, slicing through the firewolf and tearing it to pieces. Zane rushed toward Aaron with incredible speed, a blur of motion that left the crowd reeling. The precision and power of his attack were awe-inspiring, cutting through the demonic flames as if they were nothing.
Impossible, die, Dark Wolf Claw.
Streaks of black blades flew, enveloped in green flames, attacking the sword energy, but crumbling on impact. The sword energy pierced Aaron's chest, creating a blood groove that revealed bone. Blood dripped to the ground. The street fell into a dead silence. The shock of seeing Aaron injured was palpable, a hushed awe settling over the crowd. It was inconceivable that Aaron, known for his formidable strength and fear across the lands, could be brought to his knees so swiftly.
What's happening? Why is His Highness Aaron injured instead? He's a member of the Dark Wolf Hall, yet he couldn't withstand a single sword energy from this human.
Zane Martel's expression remained cold as he walked slowly toward Aaron. A 30-centimeter-long sword glow formed at his fingertips, making him look like death, an unstoppable force of nature. His eyes were fixed on Aaron, unyielding and merciless, as he closed the distance between them. The crowd watched in stunned silence, the reality of Zane's power sinking in.
Stop. Do you know who he is? You arrogant human, stop.
The brown-gray wolf demon inhaled deeply, his chest expanding as he gathered vital energy. The crowd watched in fear and awe, the moment's intensity hanging thick in the air. The demon's eyes blazed with determination as he formed a terrifying ball of energy, its light pulsating with raw power. With a roar, he released the energy ball, which exploded toward Zane Martel. The tension was unbearable as the energy swelled and burst forth, casting a blinding light over the street. Zane turned and glanced at the beam, his face frowning with concentration. A dazzling long sword aura shot out from his fingers, slicing through the energy beam with a sharp, clean cut. The beam split into two, each half spiraling off in opposite directions and dissipating into the air. The force of the aura also struck the brown-gray wolf demon, injuring him and leaving him reeling. The display of power was overwhelming, leaving the crowd stunned and breathless. Gasps and whispers filled the air as the reality of Zane's strength sank in.
I'm His Highness from the Dark Wolf Hall. You can't kill me. Otherwise, you'll be hunted down by the entire Dark Wolf Hall.
Zane continued moving forward, unmoved by Aaron's pleas. His eyes were locked on Aaron, his determination unshakable. Zane's cold, unyielding look sent a shiver down Aaron's spine.
Don't come over. I can give you whatever you want, just don't kill me.
A demon wolf's roar echoed from above. Aaron's face lit up with joy as 10 figures descended from the sky, surrounding him. Each figure landed with a heavy thud, the ground trembling under their weight. All were above the second-level advanced level, their presence imposing and formidable. exuding an aura of dominance and power.
Your Highness Aaron, are you okay?
Seeing his reinforcements, Aaron pointed at Zane fiercely, his eyes burning with anger and a desire for revenge. Sensing their leader's distress, the guards immediately took defensive stances, ready to act on his command.
He was the one who hurt me. Kill him for me.
Zane frowned, realizing the odds were against him. He glanced around, calculating his options. The situation looked grim, with 10 powerful adversaries against him, each capable of advanced combat. Contemplating whether to use the art of sword learned from Mr. Black, he suddenly heard a familiar voice that broke the tension.
Stop! Larry Shaw is mine.
The guards hesitated, recognizing Katie's authority. Their eyes shifted nervously between Katie and Aaron. The power dynamic had shifted with Katie's arrival, adding a new layer of complexity to the standoff.
Greetings, Your Highness Katie.
Katie's status in the Dark Wolf Hall was not lower than Aaron's. Aaron glared at them, his face gloomy with frustration and helplessness. The tension between the two leaders was palpable, each asserting their dominance differently.
What did you say? This damn human did this to me. Do you want to start a war because of him?
Katie glanced at Aaron's wound, shocked by Zane's strength. Her eyes widened as she assessed the damage, noting the severity of the injury and the prowess required to inflict it.
I believe in Larry Shaw. You brought this upon yourself. It's not anyone else's fault.
Aaron fumed, but the guards dared not harm Zane with Katie present. The atmosphere was thick with tension and unspoken threats. The silent standoff stretched on, every second charged with the potential for violence.
All right, I'll remember this. We'll settle this in the future. Larry Shaw, do you want to join the Dark Wolf Hall? Impossible.
The tension thickened as Aaron's threats hung in the air. What would happen next? The clash of power and pride had only begun, and the future held countless possibilities for conflict and resolution. The story had only just begun to unfold.